Men are indispensable and underappreciated. And fatherhood is the final test of a man. What is a man's primary drive? It's not food. It's not sleep. It's not even salvation. A man's primary drive is freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to act, freedom to follow his code and engage his moral compass. Everything proceeds from that foundation. If a man is free, then what does he need? First, a man needs purpose. He must wake up in the morning with a reason to get after it, to live, to build, to pursue something that ignites him emotionally. He needs respect. And first, he must respect himself. Everything else comes after that. A man needs a challenge. He must test himself, measure himself, and ask, am I capable? He needs provision. A man must secure his material needs. He must develop the capacity to provide. That requires competence, discipline, and reserves. And finally, he needs companionship. A man wants a woman in his life, but she must complement his mission, not become the mission. The paradox of fatherhood. Because a man's primary drive is freedom, fatherhood is a sacrifice. It's a man's willing surrender of autonomy for monogamous female companionship and family creation. He gives up absolute freedom to become a leader, a provider, and a protector. Not just for his wife and children, but for those in his orbit who need direction, security, and strength. Fatherhood is the crucible where a man becomes more than a man. He becomes essential. The conditioning of male self-devaluation. Men are only now beginning to realize, to give themselves permission to see it. For decades, they've been conditioned to participate in their own devaluation, to treat their strength as dangerous, their authority as suspect, their leadership as oppressive, their sacrifice as expected, and their presence as optional. That conditioning did not make men less necessary. It only made them doubt what reality proves daily. Men are indispensable. The most important statistic you've never heard. In 40 years, I've never heard anything more revealing. What group of people are least likely to go to prison? Not those raised in a two-parent home, not those raised by a single mother, but those raised by a single father. Let that sink in. Now contrast that with the single mother household. Children are less likely to finish high school, have a higher likelihood of early sexual activity. There's a higher risk of out-of-wedlock births, higher rates of incarceration, and greater vulnerability to sexual abuse. This is not an attack on single mothers. It's an indictment of an ideological falsehood that has damaged women, children, men, and civilization. It's an attack on the lie that women and children do not need men. But it tells us something both urgent and important. Fathers matter. The war on manhood. There's been a war on manhood for more than 60 years. And in that past decade, It's become something sharp. It's become a cultural purge. I've seen the videos, and you probably have too. A woman gets asked a question, what are men good for? And she says, without hesitation, nothing. Watch these clips in disbelief. What reality are they living in? Let me tell you what men are good for. Men built the modern world. Men are the reason we live in a modern, civilized, convenient, sanitized society. Men built the roads. Men wired the grids. Men collect the trash, install the power, fix the plumbing, drive the trucks, and defend the borders. They do the jobs no one else wants to do because someone has to. And because men do them, everyone gets to pretend those jobs don't matter. Men enforce civilization. We say we have equal rights in this country. We say that women are treated equally under the law. But who enforces that? Men do. Because men choose to uphold that standard. It didn't happen through slogans and hashtags. It happened because men allowed it, enforced it, and still maintain it. That is not oppression. That is civilization held in place by men who accept consequence. Men are the backbone of stability because they are natural leaders, providers, and protectors. But that's not merely a family role. It's a civilizational necessity. Men fight the wars. Men control the chaos. Men set the standards and carry the burden of consequence when those standards collapse. And more than anything, men give purpose to the next generation, to boys and to girls. What do fathers pass down? Fathers teach young men how to carry themselves, how to handle adversity, and stand tall under pressure. They teach young women what to expect from a man who is centered in strength, discipline, purpose, and self-respect. A father passes down wisdom, experience, and skill, and emotional restraint. But not through lectures, through modeling, through example, through presence. I'm saying what needs to be said. Fatherhood is not merely a biological event. It is a moral choice, a civilizational imperative, a daily sacrifice, and the final test of a man.